Marriage is something that couples undertake to prove their love and dedicate their entire lives to one another until death. However, some people may not find the fulfillment they need in life, leading to divorce. That is why always keep in mind that marriage isn't a joke. There are many things to consider before making this crucial decision. Greetings to everyone. Today I will tell you the story about the twisted married life of Maxim. Please like and subscribe to the channel before continuing to bring you exciting content like this. Set the bell button to get notified when we post a new story if you don't want to miss a single one. Maxim is a 35-year-old successful billionaire man, and he was a very stern type of guy. He owned different companies, hotels and restaurants that have high international standards. His family name, Shamyar, was well known. They own a vast spectacular palace in Russia's capital. Maxim's father was Vladimir and his mother Valerie. He also has a sister named Diana, who was 10 years younger than him and very opposite to his personality. His sister was a joyful girl who was close to their cousin named Alina. Growing up, Maxim treated Alina as his sister as well because she was the same age as Diana. Alina was a very alluring, intelligent and virtuous woman, as if she'd had it all for being rich and physically beautiful inside and out. She also completed her business administration course at Lomonosov Moscow State University, considered one of Russia's most prestigious universities. And now she is ready to manage and handle her father's businesses to allow him to take a break after years of hard labour. Alina was secretly in love with Maxim, even though she was his cousin. Diana knew this too because they are very close to each other. Alina was sorrowful about the news that her cousin Maxim is getting married. She cannot accept that the man that she loves is now having someone else. Maxim met his future wife at one of those associate company functions where she was working as a secretary, namely Mariana. She was a 29-year-old optimistic, materialistic lady. Mariana wanted to catch Maxim's attention in various ways at the time, so she did her best to attract him and extended her attempts to impress him to marry her. After a year later, Mariana's plans succeeded and Maxim married her. Maxim's family was not happy about their wedding because they don't like Mariana. She has awful morals and looks. For them, she was unsuitable to be included in their prominent family. And according to Maxim's mother, Mariana was not the right lady for her son since she did not come from the same noble family nor had the high social status. She also told her son that Mariana is not fit to be called their daughter-in-law of such a wealthy family. Despite his family's objections, Maxim still marries her. On the other hand, Mariana didn't genuinely love Maxim. She just wanted something from him. But she was pleased with him and found particular attributes that she liked, so it was enough for her to be his wife, and they lived together in the palace with his family members. Days have passed by after the marriage. Maxim is always busy with his works. He spends most of his time at the office reviewing papers and conducting business agreements. Maxim was putting a lot of efforts to win a large transaction worth $1 billion. And when he wants to get something, he works hard to get it. During his work hours, Maria always insisted on making his beverages and ensuring that they would drink simultaneously. Maxim is a bit confused about Mariana's behaviour because she never visited the kitchen before and had never prepared anything. He can't fully understand why she's like this because they've only been together for a while. And even Maxim notices his wife's behaviour. He would just ignore it, and despite his personality of being easily irritated. One day, Mariana, as usual, asked Maxim if he wanted a drink with her, and when he responded yes, she eventually gets it for him. Maxim follows her to the kitchen to get something, but he was surprised to discover his wife Mariana secretly pouring something into his cup. She was tensely turning right and then left, fearful that one of the maids might have noticed her. Unfortunately, Maxim was the one who caught her in the act. He was taken aback, and he wondered aloud what his wife would do if this behaviour continued. Maxim went back to his room before Mariana could see him as if nothing had occurred. Even though he was eager to know why she did that, he still maintained his posture. When Mariana came into the room with a cup of tea, he intentionally switched the cups to find out what would happen if Mariana drinks it. Maxim was surprised when Mariana lost consciousness and fell asleep quickly after drinking the cup of tea. And now Maxim realises why he had recently been awoken, weary, with a headache and no recollection of how well he'd slept. He was outraged by what he had learned since he had not anticipated Mariana would deceive him. Maxim decides not to confront her immediately because he still doesn't know the whole truth about what Mariana would do if he fell asleep after drinking the hypnotic medication in his drink. He also wished that he was wrong about the thoughts for his wife and to find out more about why she was doing that as quickly as possible. He was not a rushed person, so he wanted to observe what was going on before making any judgments or taking action. Furthermore, what happened the night before was repeated. Maxim did not switch the cups this time since Mariana had brought in 2 cups of juice to his office, but he pretended to sip on his juice without letting her see he wasn't drinking it, and then he pretended to be asleep to watch her. Mariana tried to talk to him, and when he didn't answer, she'd figured he'd dozed asleep. Hence, she raced to the office's filing cabinet and drawers, where she began holding and flipping folders and searching amongst the many documents, but she couldn't seem to find what she needed. Her phone rang in a short time, as it always did, and she answered without hesitation. With each move she made, and with each trick he discovered she was planning, Maxim's wrath rose. He was also trying to maintain calm as soon as he realized his wife was just deceiving him, and he wanted to know who her accomplice was. He overheard Mariana speaking to the other person and confessing her love when she answered the phone. After hearing a screaming argument, she informed him that she had not yet retrieved the tender file and was begging that she gave her more time. Maxim was stunned and could not believe what had happened. He was determined to murder her in the most horrific ways. He couldn't understand how she'd been able to lie, betray, and work against him for so long. And he was enraged when he learnt that it was his company rival Dmitri who she was talking to. He was determined to punish Mariana and Dmitri severely for playing such a cruel trick on him. So to get back at them, he will also play with them in the same game they started, but in his own way. He decided to compile a tender file for them, and the utmost part was that no one except Maxim was aware of the file or the information contained inside it. Little did they know it was a setup and contained bogus files to mislead them. Everything is happening according to Maxim's plan when Mariana takes the file and gives it to Dmitri. He was overjoyed since he believed he would win this tender, take it away from Maxim, and save his firm from going bankrupt. A week later, the announcement gathering takes place. Everyone in the room was worried except Maxim, who had total trust in himself and his abilities, and as a result, he was the one to win the tender and took the large contract. Maxim won more than one win that night, for he saw misery, despair, and bewilderment in the eyes of his competitor Dmitri, as well as extreme sadness in the eyes of Mariana after he divorced her in front of everyone when his win was announced. A few days later, he was pleased to learn of Dmitri's company's bankruptcy. While it was tough on Maxim at first to grasp that his wife was betraying him and seeking to steal and transmit his work to the enemy, he was ecstatic because he had learnt what had been disguised and things had become apparent. On the other hand, Maxim's family was happy about his achievements, but what had made them the happiest was the divorce from Mariana, especially his cousin Alina. The latter had loved him since Maxim treated her just like a sister when they were children. It had been a long week for Diana and Alina working with their father's company, so they decided to hang out and relax. They went to an Italian restaurant to taste some various meals and dishes, then to a large retail store to shop for apparel, shoes and accessories, before returning to the palace in their car. When the two women arrived, they walked directly to Diana's room to unwind, where Diana asked Alina if she still loved her brother. Alina did not waste time responding to her cousin, expressing that she still loved Maxim just as much as she had previously. She also told Diana that when he married Mariana, she was pretty sad and tried to forget, but failed. The door burst open and Maxim walked directly into the room. Marriage is full of ups and downs, adventures and beautiful experiences with the person you love. So before marrying someone, you need to get to know them first and have a fantastic journey. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. What can you say about this story? Please let us know what you think in the comments section below. And before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe and click the bell to receive updates on new upcoming stories like this one. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one.